All right, we're going to take a quick pause. When we come back, Detroit's getting ready for the big festival. Now, we don't mean our 8th anniversary, although that is pretty big next weekend.
Yes.
You're listening to a podcast of WJR's Internet Advisor. For help with any computer problems, call us during our live show every Saturday night from 8 till 10 Eastern. Or click to our webpage at WJR.com for our discussion forums.
They're getting here on Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, I should say, actually, for the game.
That's right.
Big game coming up here in Detroit. It's Super Bowl 40. And I tell you, Detroit is putting on a great face, not only all over town with all sorts of things going on this week in particular, as we're leading up to the big show, but online there is an outstanding website that I'm really proud of it because it's good looking, it's got great information, and without more ado, let me welcome to our program Keith Jones, who's the Director of Web Marketing for ASG Renaissance, and they are the company behind it's www.sbxlsuperbowl40.org. And by the way, you can get to that through a number of links that are on our homepage. Keith, welcome to WJR, and my hat's off to you. Hang on, I'll take my hats off. Hats off to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on the program.
It's virtual, Foster. You've told us many times that you don't.
But I had to take my hat off. I'm just.
Keith, great job.
Thank you so much.
Great job on this thing. I love the flash that's in there. Folks, update your Macromedia so you can.
Yeah, that's right.
You can watch it.
Well, everyone should use this site. If you're coming down, obviously the link off to MDOT, the Michigan Department of Transportation, to get daily traffic information. For that alone, anybody trying to get around down here for the next week ought to be checking that out. But there's some other great stuff on the website as well. Keith, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, we're basically providing a lot of the visitor information like traffic, airport, and hotel for visitors coming to Detroit and also the residents. And it's also there to provide information on like the NFL sanctioned events and the Super Bowl XL host committee sanctioned events that are going on in the city. And there's a bunch of other information on there too for local businesses. There's an emerging business program that's part of the NFL's program that's there really to connect local minority and women-owned businesses with opportunities surrounding the Super Bowl.
Oh, really?
So,
And you can watch a video online?
Yes, there's a video on there too.
Oh, there's all sorts of stuff. And for instance, there are quick links in there. And as you're right, Gary, if I was coming from out of town, this would be the site I would want to find out about. You've got downtown transportation guide, parking information, official fan lodging, downtown churches. There'll be a lot of people there before the games praying probably as harder than they've ever prayed.
The gospel sing.
They get a gospel sing. You got Super Bowl community outreach that's going on.
Yeah, those are for the local community outreach programs that the Super Bowl host committee is doing.
And the Winter Blast, you link off to Motown Winter Blast.
Yes, which is one of the big events that we're going to have.
I'll tell you what, as I was going to the site, there was a Ford Model T. And Ford, again, this year, like last, is giving old Model T rides, and the Model A, actually, a number of their older vehicles. I learned from last year one very, very important thing, and that was if you get into one of the Ford products, get into one that's 1936 or newer.
Okay.
Because that's when they first started putting heaters in the vehicles. We were at a 1924 and didn't have a heater, but they had blankets for us. It was great fun.
Well, that's cool.
Great fun.
That's where the bundling came from.
That's right.
You know, the jump seat, you bundle up in the jump seat. Yeah. I'm really impressed, Keith, with just the way that the whole website is put together. Where did the talent come from and the idea for this particular kind of layout?
Well, actually, the NFL provides much of the imagery, and we've gone through 2 versions now of different looks and feels for the site. The first one, we got all the graphics from the NFL and passed that over to an agency called DeFrost Design, and they put everything kind of, laid it out nicely. I'm responsible for most of the information architecture and how everything's, kind of sorted on the site. And then the second round of design came again from the NFL, I want to say this summer, and that's all the blues that you see and the reds.
Yeah.
And then my company, HG Renaissance, did the graphic design on that.
Boy, I tell you, I am just so impressed. It is
Thank
so
you.
clean looking.
Thank you.
And I almost think, and I don't know what you guys think about this, Ed and Gary, but people ought to go to that just to learn how a site can look. Because I find it eminently it's very navigable.
That's what it's supposed to do, right?
Thank you. That's my job. So I hope I did a good job then.
No, you did, and I really say that because so often people will put together very fancy kind of things, or they've got very clever kind of flash that works, where you can't get to the page until you've done some things, and that's so frustrating. The last thing you want to do is frustrate your
users.
Users.
Right. It's particularly difficult here because we're finding things out as we go along. I mean, there's new programs that get added every day, and things have to come up and come down, and we have to react very quickly. And you just don't want to throw something anywhere.
Yeah.
It has to be found very easily. So that's what we've attempted to do. Hopefully we pulled it off.
Especially all the official Super Bowl merchandise at the Super Bowl store. They want you to find that, right?
That's right.
I'm just curious, Keith. Is this likely to hang around in some form after the game?
Yeah, actually, I've spoken with the Super Bowl host committee, and they'd like to keep it up for a little bit longer. Maybe it depends on how long we continue to get traffic on it. When we first created the website, we looked at Jacksonville and Houston as, examples of what kind of content we can expect. And, in preparing for tonight, I went back to look at exactly what I pulled off those, and they're both down already. So I think we plan on keeping it up for a while.
The reason I asked it is it's got so many great resources on it. It's the kind of thing I would like to see to become, I don't know of other kind of like mega sites or meta sites for Detroit.
Right.
I just love this look, and I'd love to have it, be available so that people could, it would have to live under some other name besides the Super Bowl name, but boy,
right. I'm not sure exactly how long we can hold on to that name, but we'll keep it up as long as we can. And of course, much of the information that we have on here links to other sites, like the DMCVB, which is important for resources,
right.
And so
wherever it goes, I hope they let you go with it.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I mean, I'm throwing a lot of folks. I look at so many web pages all day long, and I don't know about you, Gary, but what I like about it is it's so clean. It's so easy.
You can find everything, and that's the real test. And so many people get carried away with trying to make it look pretty. They forget the main purpose, which is help people find the information they're looking for.
So, Keith, got any other good-looking websites out there?
Well, actually, I mentioned the DMCVB site, and we did that one as well. That's visitdetroit.com. We've also done Lawrence Tech University.
Detroit. Excuse me. Was that you say Detroit.com?
It's visitdetroit.com.
Visitdetroit.com.
And that's a local. That's DMCVB, which is the local Convention and Visitors Bureau here.
Oh, yeah, right.
And I've been involved in the past with Travel Michigan, which is the travel and tourism for the state as well. So, we've done quite a bit, and our focus has pretty much been travel and tourism, though. And so it was actually great when we got into the Super Bowl host committee because we had a lot of relationships in the area that we were able to bring to the table, too.
It's excellent. So, folks, it's well worth the visit. Now, you can get there off of our website. We have in our show links. We have a button for it. And then we also have, you can go to SB, Super Bowl, SBXL, that's the Roman numerals for 40, SBXL.org, and it'll take you to this wonderful site. And again, it's called The Road to 40. And if you need the exact count right now, folks, there are 7 days, 21 hours, 38 minutes, and 35 seconds counting down.
Right, because we have that counter.
Yeah, I'm watching the counter there. That's exactly how much time there's left until the big game. Again, my hats off to you, Keith Jones, for doing a great job with this. We look forward to maybe we'll have you back to talk about some of the other great Detroit websites that are out there.
Just looking at Visit Detroit. That'd be a great thing to talk about.
These sites websites are all very, very interesting. There's a lot behind them, too, that you don't even see. You know, like this site here is content manageable, and so Super Bowl has the ability to update anything that they want at any point without really interfacing with us.
How about you come in here sometime? We can just talk about websites, because I know we have a lot of folks who listen to us who have their own websites or are thinking of developing their own websites.
Sure.
And I'd love to have you on just to talk about some of the insights that you've gotten in putting this together.
Well, I'd like to do that very very much. I've been doing it for like 12 years now, so
well,
I have lots of stories.
I bet you have lots of stories. Oh, yeah.
I bet so.
You know what it's like. And it was the old thing was, if you build it, they will come, because there weren't that many out there when you started 12 years ago.
Oh, man. I remember when the web was gray and left justified, and that was all that you had.
That's right. I love it. And now it's anything but gray and left justified.
That's right. There's all sorts of things to keep up with.
And really putting something up that people can use and that it does what it says it's going to do is wonderful. So, again, our hats off to you. Thank you so much for a great job on this. Folks, please do visit this, and we will have you back in to talk with you some more, okay?
Great. Thank you very much.
Thanks, you very
Keith.
much. That's Keith Jones, the Director of Web Marketing for ASG Renaissance, and they're the people who are behind designing a lot of the features in that SBXL.org, which is the Super Bowl 40.org site, the one that is really, it's called The Road to 40. It's Detroit's really big show. We'll be back in just a moment. Ed has an